The situation with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is crazy. Let's talk about it. For those of you who haven't heard about the situation, and I don't know how you haven't, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are locked in legal battles right now, essentially accusing each other of abuse. Now, I'm not going to make any secrets at all about this. I'm fully in support of Johnny Depp in this situation. I think that most people pretty much are. But for those of you who aren't aware, I can't imagine there's very many of you, the situation is very simple. Amber Heard accused Johnny Depp of abuse. Shortly after, though, Johnny Depp was able to produce some very strong evidence that not only was he not abusing Amber Heard, but that he himself was actually the victim of abuse. What's crazy about this is that Johnny Depp showed pictures of his abuse. He even has an audio recording where Amber openly admits to getting physically violent with Johnny.
I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
No, when you fucking have a closed fist.
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
You can't
I don't know
deck
what
me.
the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are.
Oh,
that's the difference
you
between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you start
You
physical
are
fights?
such a baby!
Because
Grow
you,
the fuck up,
because you
Johnny.
start physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had to get the fuck.
But after all is said and done, Johnny's losing his job while Amber is not. And I will point out that Amber has allegedly showed some pictures as well that show small amounts of bruising on her face. So at the very least, based on the evidence, what we can basically determine is that there were clearly some physical altercations going both ways, but it looks as if the majority of those physical altercations are coming from Amber. So the rest of us are left with one question. Why the unequal treatment? Now, obviously, I have some ideas on that I'm going to share with you. But before I do, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that like button. That way we can be homies in the next video. And so that you can help push me up the algorithm so that more people can hopefully see videos like this one. But anyway, in my opinion, and brace yourself, I think that this type of a situation happening the way that it did is directly related to the sentiment behind the Me Too movement and the hashtag Believe All Women crowd. Now, hang on. Before you guys come at me frothing at the mouth, I 100% support the idea that accusations of abuse, whether it be sexual or otherwise, should absolutely be taken seriously. But with that being said, I think that people are grossly misunderstanding the difference between taking someone's accusations seriously and doling out punishment without any significant evidence. Now, let me explain. I'm going to talk about two potential scenarios here just to get my point across. One of them will highlight more of a personal perspective, and the other one will highlight more of a public perspective. On one hand, if somebody you love comes up to you, somebody you've known for years, somebody you trust, somebody you don't think would lie to you, and they tell you about how they were sexually assaulted or they were abused or they were attacked, you would probably believe this person based on your personal relationship with them. Like I said, you've known this person for years. You trust them. You don't think that they would lie to you. But let's be honest. You don't actually know if they're telling you the truth. You're choosing to believe it because that's what you want to believe. This is a biased position based on the fact that you have a pre-existing personal connection with this person. When we are talking about public standards of law and somebody's reputation potentially being destroyed or their career being lost or their lives being ruined, we are beholden to a much higher standard when it comes to evidence before we can put punishment out on people. And this is the way that it should be. Even for those of you who fully 100% believe that most people who make these kinds of accusations are telling the truth, it does not matter. The simple fact still remains. Whether you like to admit it or not, it is better for a guilty person to go free than for an innocent person to spend any time in jail or having their life ruined for a crime that they did not commit. period. And because of this fact, the burden of proof lies with the accuser, not with the person being accused, which is what makes this situation even worse. Now, I can hear you out there. You're freaking out. You're saying the Me Too movement, the hashtag believe all women, it's only about sexual assault, and it's only so that we can bring more respect to people who have been the victim of sexual assault. And to you, I say, you're wrong. First and foremost, it's irrelevant whether it's sexual assault or murder or theft. It does not matter what the accusation is. Any accusation of a criminal intent has the potential to bring negative consequences on the person being accused, and therefore the burden of proof remains the exact same across the entire spectrum. It makes no difference if it's sexual assault or petty theft. Both of them require evidence in order to convict someone in the eyes of the law, and both of them should require evidence in order to force someone out of their job or force them to take a reputational hit that lasts the rest of their lifetime. The idea of believe all women doesn't leave room for believe women when substantial evidence also supports them. It simply says believe all women. And while the more sane of you can hear that and go, well, obviously we need evidence, but we're just trying to say that we should respect people who have been through this, there are millions of people who very clearly don't understand that concept, or else we wouldn't have a situation like this to begin with. So, just to summarize what we've gone over so far, Johnny Depp should not be losing his job, nor should Amber Heard, in my opinion. This is a domestic situation between the two of them that involves their personal lives. I don't think it should bleed into their professional life anyway, but being that they are public figures and that this is almost certainly something you cannot avoid, I think it's absolutely ridiculous to punish Johnny and not Amber Heard, especially when Johnny provided evidence that he was innocent, which, according to the standard that we have already set, is not something he should have had to do to begin with. Amber Heard made the accusation. She failed to produce substantial evidence that she was being abused. That's where it should have ended. But we know it didn't end there. Johnny Depp released evidence of his own showing that Amber Heard was actually guilty of abuse. But even with that, he's still the one losing his job and she's not. So before you tell me that I'm being dramatic, you need to look at this situation and see the absolute travesty that it is. None of this makes any sense. Now, thankfully, in this particular situation, Johnny Depp has an absolutely overwhelming amount of positive support in his favor with petitions being signed, but that's only because he's famous already. That's not good enough, because there are millions of people around the world, male and female, who have this exact same situation happen to them, who don't have 10 million fans to come to their support. So even if this particular situation corrects itself, it's not enough in my opinion. But what exactly is my point? Well, I think it's pretty simple. On one hand, we should definitely take accusations seriously, for sure, 100%. We should look into them, we should investigate them, we should question people about them, we should absolutely be taking them seriously. But that does not mean that we should be firing people or putting people in jail or ruining their lives based only on an accusation. Because as much as you might not like to say it, the burden of proof does belong to the accuser, and it always should belong to the accuser. There is no other way of doing it that does not result in millions of people potentially being punished, losing their jobs, or going to prison for crimes they did not commit, even if it's only a small percentage of the accusations being made. But like I always say, I'm just one guy with an opinion. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think this is more of a one-off situation? Do you think I've got the entire situation wrong in my head? Or do you think that this is potentially a spotlight highlighting a much larger problem that's being caused by a well-meaning sentiment being taken out of control? And with that, we've reached the end of the video. But before you go, please make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop kick that like button. I want to make sure that we can be homies in the next video as well. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you, yes you, in the motherfucking next one. Peace.